Sometimes in life, you find yourself on the right side of the line.
I find it strange that we as men are so comfortable with the fact that we have nipples.
Are you in a prison rec room?
That's why I call my baby Maxwell House.
If you drink blood every day, can you donate more often?
Live from Texas, this is the Dryline Farmer Podcast. You hear that? It's Brent and Landon, and this is the Dryline Farmer Podcast.
Landon, I have the need for speed, because this is a shameless and lazy episode because it's Top Gun Maverick 2022, and in honor of that hopefully great movie, we have to get nostalgic and look over the all-time classic Top Gun from 1986. Landon, where were you in 1986?
Well, I was 4, so probably almost learning how to talk at that point.
Did you have hair yet?
It was already getting kind of thin.
It was already on its way out. Damn.
Yeah,
sometimes you just can't win. Well, I would have been 5, so I'm trying to think. That's about the year the Goonies came out, isn't it? Like, not out of the closet, just like
Goonies came out in 85.
Is it 80? Are you sure? Because
No, Brent. Trust me, I'm probably wrong.
Well, that's a good point. Why does it say Goonies Amarillo when I type in Goonies? Is there a Goonies Amarillo?
That's where they filmed it.
Yeah, damn, 1980. I've been saying my whole life, the first movie I remember going to watch was The Goonies, and that was in 1985. There is no way I remember a movie when I'm 4 years old. There's just
Your parents wouldn't buy you a Happy Meal, but they'd let you go see The Goonies in the theater? Yeah.
I mean, Landon, there's trauma there that we just can't get into right now. But why is so... You know how you Google something and it has these like real quick questions or real quick other links to it? The first question that says, people also ask, why is the Goonies inappropriate? The next one is, what disease does Sloth from Goonies have? This says he has a physical deformity as well as his mental handicap. His later treatment was by the Fratellis okay, I'm just going to read the whole sentence here. In the movie,
that his mom and dad were also his aunt and uncle.
Well, I thought, wasn't he dropped on his head a whole bunch of times? I thought that was the reason.
Yeah.
So in the movie, it is the cause of both his physical deformity as well as his mental handicap. His later treatment by the Fratellis most likely caused the emotional trauma he exhibits later in the film. It might be craniosynostosis. I don't know. Big head with one eye is basically what that is. So, and of course you click on that, and then it goes to what was Sloth's handicap. I
think he played in the NFL in real life.
I think he's dead too, isn't he?
I don't know.
It's so what's Sloth's handicap? Too many carbs.
We're talking about freaking the Goonies.
Let's see. There's data. Why the hell aren't they giving me... All right, I'm going to have to go into Wikipedia again here. Let's see, the Goonies. Huh?
John Matuszak.
Okay. Where are you at, John? Steve Anton, Lupe. You're blaming Lupe? John Matuszak. Yeah, he died. He died a long time ago in 89. Was an American football defensive end in the National Football League who later became an actor. Boy, you know, with a face like that, you sure think he'd have a hard time picking out coverages. But
sure. Won 2 Super Bowls with the Oakland Raiders. Very nice.
He was with the Oilers, the Houston Tech. There was no Houston Texans in 1974.
Probably he's with the Chiefs.
So this says Houston Oilers 73,
Oh,
Houston
but yeah,
Texans, Houston
they changed the names.
Texans.
So.
Oh, and then they went to okay.
He even scored a touchdown.
Sweet. 123 games played. Okay, this is not about John Daniel Matuzak. Matuzak, you think? I need that voice on here. Matuzak.
6'8", man, he was a big guy.
Yeah, especially for back then, man. That's just consider inflation.
He put away some Rocky Road.
Rocky Road. That was
So Top Gun.
Okay, we're back to Top Gun. So that was in 85, Top Gun in 86. So Landon, you probably didn't see Top Gun in the movie theaters, did you?
I did not.
When do you think you first saw it?
Oh, I would say, because I remember the Nintendo game coming out and it was awful. I would say I was probably 7 or 8. I'd say 1990, probably.
1990. I don't know the year or the day when I saw it first. And I'm sure when I did.
Just kidding.
I know the first time I saw it, I probably didn't appreciate it for what it was. But I also didn't know that Tom Cruise. You think he was already in Scientology at that point?
I don't think so.
No, he was probably still a Methodist or something. No, I doubt he was. Doubt he was ever that devout. But no. So 19. Okay, so let's get over here to the Wikipedia page here. So Top Gun. That's Simon and Simon. Let me get back to
probably pulling that inverted move is probably what messed him up.
Because I was inverted. Yeah. So Top Gun, 1986 American action drama film directed by Tony Scott, produced by Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. Okay. So, Landon, what do you think? Are you looking at the page? Let me give you a little quiz. What do you think was the budget for the movie?
Budget for the movie, $20 million.
No, I'm sorry. You're over and you cannot no longer play. $15 million was the budget for this movie. That is a lot, which I guess in 86, that's even in 86. I wonder what the Goonies was. Let's do a little side-by-side comparison. Goonies. What was the budget for the Goonies? $19 million. Okay, Landon, what was the box office? How much did the movie Top Gun make?
$350 million.
You're cheating now.
I know, I'm seeing it now. I was trying to make myself sound
Yeah, you were
smart.
trying to be close, but not right. So
And that makeup for Slop really ran up Goonies.
yeah, that did. That makeup, man, that must have really torn him a new one. So $357 million for Top Gun, budget of $15 million. Goonies was $19 million budget with a ticket receipt of $125 million. So
successful.
Plus,
they probably weren't paying those kids jack shit either.
Yeah, I know, right? So if you think if Tom Cruise could have played Sloth, maybe he would have. That old lady, man, she kind of freaked me out, Mrs. Fratelli. But and it's funny how they called her Mrs. Fratelli. But
her.
Yeah, she always had that actor always played that kind of part. So, Landon, a few questions here. Favorite part of the movie? What's your favorite part? And you can't say when Goose hits the canopy because that's too easy.
Yeah, my favorite part's when Meg Ryan becomes single.
Yeah, I'll have what she's having.
Oh, favorite part? I don't know. It's kind of funny when he says that guy smells bad.
Slider, you stink.
I don't know how to pick a favorite part, but it's a pretty good show. What's your favorite part?
Well, and this is weird, and it's probably you can't even consider like the opening credits, like of the actual footage of the movie. I mean, the actual footage of a real aircraft carrier with actual pilot,
actual
workings.
airplane.
So actually nothing in the actual acting of the movie, but I don't know. I like in those kind of movies when it has all the airplane and all that kind of real high tech stuff. I always just like getting into the weeds of like all the jargon of it, like the Mach whatever 5. They don't go Mach 5, but going Mach Dinkin Flicka. But I don't know. I just like those opening credits. I think with the music that goes in the background of it, I think it's just kind of one of the best opening credits for movies that I can think of. You know, outside of maybe, I don't know, Titanic, but I'm just kidding about that. So,
Draw you.
who's your favorite character?
Favorite character in Top Gun? I'm probably gonna go with the guy that was like the principal in Back to the Future.
That's just because I brought him up. You forgot all about him until I said
that's
something.
my favorite part of the movie. Is like your butt's writing check here. You're writing check, your butt can't cash or whatever he says.
Okay, so that already leads me into my next question. Is that your favorite line?
I kind of like the one where he says that guy stinks, and the guy like believes it.
Yeah, Slider, you stink. So,
Edwards has some good lines in there too.
what's the most unbelievable part of like the flying and stuff? Not that you're a pilot or anything. What was the most? Yeah, the hardest thing to believe. Oh, they don't do that.
Oh man, I don't know. Like actually flying or from the movie?
Okay, the most unrealistic thing in the movie.
Probably when they do that inverted thing and they're flipping off
the Russian, and he takes a picture and it's not hazy or nothing. You know, because it's just a Polaroid. So yeah, I don't know. So okay, my favorite was a scene or whatever it was, that opening part. And favorite character, it's not Maverick, because I'll get into that in a little bit, but not Maverick. Maybe Goose. I like Goose. One of my
favorite. Iceman. Like when you get as you get older, like Iceman makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he makes no mistakes, and he wears Ray-Bans in the bar. I mean, he was doing that before. That was cool.
And he's trying to be helpful.
Yeah, and the way he chomps his big freaking like rhinoceros teeth together when Maverick's trying to talk trash to him. Yeah, that's I kind of like Iceman more and more. Of course, Iceman never really is the bad guy in the movie. I mean, there's really who's the bad guy in the movie? Really, there's not a bad guy. Because remember, as Viper says, we're all on the same team here.
Those people, they blow up at the end.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess the Russians are bad guys, but and what kind of puss was that? Who was the guy that crapped out at the beginning of the movie? What was his name? He was number one.
I keep getting mixed up with the parody movie. Hot Shots. The guy's name was Washout. And that movie is
Cougar.
Every time the plane goes upside down, like all the crap
falls out to the top of the window.
Playing cards and change and Lucky Rabbit's foot.
Yeah. So it was Cougar. Yeah, Cougar. Cougar gave up his wings, citing his newborn child that he has never seen. Maybe it's not yours, Cougar. Maybe that's why you were so sad. So,
yeah, he probably hadn't seen his wife in 10 months.
Yeah. I haven't even seen her, and I hadn't even seen her in 10 months.
I like that Walker, Texas Rangers deputies in there.
Trevette.
Yeah.
So I liked it when Goose. It's not really a funny line, but it was just, I don't know. It kind of made me laugh a little bit. It's like when after they buzz the tower and get in trouble for going below the deck.
Oh yeah.
He goes, maybe I can go be a truck driver. You know, go to that school, Truck Drivers of America. Yeah. You still got their pamphlet or whatever, their brochure. I don't know. I just thought that was one of the funniest things in the whole, one of the funniest lines in the whole deal. So of course
if he wouldn't have died, that would have been a good sequel, like Goose and Maverick co-driving a semi truck. Maybe going up to the Canada thing.
Call it Smokey and the Goose Part 2 or something like that. Maverick and the Goose. That you could totally that could be like a Family Guy episode. Maverick and the Goose. That would totally work. Yeah, I could see that.
you're gonna want to exit I-9 up here.
Okay, so one of my breakdowns in the movie is when Jester, so that's Michael Ironside, and in the first fight scene of when they get to Top Gun, he goes, I guess, so they talk about the hard deck, and the hard deck is an imaginary, like the hard deck was 10,000 feet, and you have to consider that the ground. And if you go below it, that means you technically crashed and you lose. But so Jester goes below that. So doesn't that mean he's cheating so he can't get shot?
I thought Tom Cruise went below that.
Well, yeah, so let me see if I can get here. During Maverick's first training hop, he defeats instructor Jester, but through reckless flying breaks a major rule of engagement, immediately followed by a second infraction by flying by the control tower. Okay, and see, I looked this up the other day. What is it? Did Jester go below the hard deck? Did Jester go below the hard deck? Oh, it goes to why did Jester go below the hard deck? Okay, so this is Quora.com, so take this for what it's worth. And all you farmers out there, I hope you enjoy this fighter jet navigation and tactical awareness training that we're giving you here. So, it's been a long time since I watched the first movie. That is not.
You'd be reading about this movie on Mr. Skin.
Mr. Skin. They even have a better name than we do. Okay.
Yeah. We've got Nip. We've got credit, Nip.
Let's see. In real life, the hard deck is basically an agreed upon altitude that simulates the ground. If you hit the hard deck, you're dead, and you have to call hard deck kill, knock it off. The fight is over, and you lose, assuming the other guy didn't also hit the hard deck. We were always extremely aware of the hard deck because it represented death in a real-life fight. So this is, I guess, some trained fighter pilot. So when Jester goes below the hard deck in the movie, the fight was already over, and Maverick had already won. There was no need for Maverick to continue in for the kill. Also, by Maverick going below the hard deck for the kill means that he's hitting the ground too. So, if this
Wouldn't it be fun if you were in like flight school like that and you were getting close to the hard deck, the imaginary hard deck, so you just ejected?
No, because I've actually looked that up too, and that is the absolute last thing you want to have to do is eject from a jet, because it's literally a rocket on your ass. And they said it hurts like having a rocket on your ass. So if you can just imagine landing, having a rocket on your ass, it's not very pleasant. So, and you can see what happened to Goose. So when you don't wait for the canopy to get out of the way. So, yeah. But, okay, so I always had trouble with that. Another thing I always have trouble with is why is in the movie is everybody always sweating regardless of the location except for Kelly McGillis? She's never sweating, and she's the person you want to see sweating. At the beginning of the movie, James Tolkien, the commander of the ship, he's sweating like a dog. I understand that, in an aircraft carrier.
She's always getting ice rubbed all over her body.
Who?
Isn't he like rubbing ice on her body?
In the good time scene?
Yeah, when they're fixing to make the beast with two backs.
Slapping skins.
Because on the parody version, he's like,
he cooks an egg on her stomach or something. Charlie Sheen probably really did that. You sure that wasn't Johnny Depp and Amber Heard?
Oh,
could have been an Amber Heard Johnny Depp scene, cooking an egg on her stomach.
I just looked up how Sloth died. It was an overdose. That's sad.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I figured it was something to have to do with this. A lot of times those big old guys, they just don't ever live that long.
Mm-hmm.
So,
she doesn't sweat in the movie.
No, never does sweat. So, okay. What's another question I had? Okay. So, was Maverick a shitty friend or just bipolar?
He's kind of a shitty friend.
Yeah. Because they have that little talk, that little scene there, and Goose is basically telling him to cut that shit out. Don't do that again because I've got a family to feed and that kind of stuff. And what is Tom Cruise? Huh?
Maybe Goose is just annoying.
Maybe you think Maverick was just looking for a way out of the relationship.
I wonder, I wonder who decided that Goose had to wear a shirt for the volleyball scene.
Probably Anthony Edwards did, I imagine.
Probably the producers. They're like, we're gonna recast your ass if you. Well, fine, we'll cut the sleeves off.
So the volleyball scene. Do you think that should have hit the cutting room floor?
I would have probably gone with a different sport.
I would have gone with a different gender, is what I would have gone with. I would have gone with the flight attendants across town doing a volleyball scene versus the hot shot pilots doing it. But I guess that's But as far as other than the love scene between Maverick and what's her nickname, Charlie.
Miss Blackwood, is that her name?
Yeah, but her call sign is. So, let's say you go on a date, and she's an astrophysicist. She's pretty hot in 1986, but when you say you take her home and she tells you to call her Charlie, are you going to be able to do it? Call me Charlie. You're not even a pilot.
Even going to Chuck would be that might even work.
You want me to call you what?
Yeah.
Chuck? I've got a brother-in-law named Chuck. I'm not calling you Chuck.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Say my name, Charlie.
Say my name, Charlie. Okay, Maverick. And she makes fun of his name, Maverick. It's like, you're Charlie. No. Okay, so
you'd have to give her a handle pretty quick.
It wouldn't be. I guess those swinging tits. I guess they couldn't fit that on the helmet or something.
Yeah, probably not.
Let's see. Okay, now the question remain, or we can keep going through the movie here. So they go in the get to the part where Goose dies. Did you of all the times you've watched it, have you cried?
No.
Never have cried when Goose died.
No.
Okay.
Like I said, man, Meg Ryan's single after that.
That's true. So, this is kind of interesting here. So Maverick and Ice. Okay, now this is a question I had, and obviously this is for the experts, which we are not, but Maverick and Iceman, now direct competitors for the Top Gun trophy, chase an A4 in later training engagement, Hop 31. Since part of the scoring in every flight in the course is the time taken for every dogfight to conclude, and after noticing that Iceman is pulling time... Oh, I didn't know this. Of course, this is Wikipedia. After noticing that Iceman is pulling time during his chase after the A4 so that his total score in the course will remain higher than Maverick's, Maverick pressures Iceman to break off his engagement with the A4 they are both chasing so that he can shoot him down himself. But Maverick's F-14 flies through the jet wash of Iceman's aircraft and suffers a flame out of both engines, going into an unrecoverable flat spin. Maverick and Goose eject, but Goose hits Jettison's aircraft canopy headfirst and is killed. So I didn't know if this is accurate. I've always wondered, like, if Maverick can shoot him from where he is and Iceman is closer, why doesn't Iceman just shoot him? So I guess if that's accurate, he's just stalling for time to gain more points to knock back Maverick. Huh? My outlook on Top Gun, my outlook on life almost just changed just now.
Another crazy thing, Tim Robbins is in this movie. I always forget that.
So Andy Dufresne is in the beginning part of the movie and the end part of the movie. So I guess he
probably had something to do with it.
He probably, yeah. So I guess he stayed on the aircraft carrier the whole time. So, and he was, what was his call sign? Tim Robbins was Merlin. He was Cougars. They always keep, I swear they say rail when they refer to him, but they're a RIO, and that is Radio Intercept Officer, who he later becomes Maverick's rail. But maybe I'm just hearing it wrong. So, yeah. But okay, so hits the canopy and it takes him out of the movie. So so now the dark part of the movie shows up, and Maverick goes from hero to zero in a matter of the amount of time it takes to eject from the good old airplane there. So Charlie and others attempt to console him, but he considers retiring. Seeks advice from Viper, also the dad in Steel Magnolias, who he served, and he says he serves with Maverick's father, Duke Mitchell. Duke Mitchell. Boy, the old casting department, they really came up with a good name for that.
Yeah.
Duke Mitchell. Why did they just... What was Ralph Lauren? Yeah. Was that already taken or something?
Bob Jones.
Yeah, was Bob Jones already up on the shelf for another movie? Oh, we're gonna use that. I bet it's gonna be in Top Gun Maverick when it comes out in 2022. So yeah. So during the graduation party, of course, Val Kilmer, is wearing his sunglasses up on the upper part of the bridge of his nose. And so they're all sent off to the Enterprise to deal with a crisis situation, providing air support for the rescue of the SS Layton, a disabled comm ship that has drifted into hostile waters. So, okay, and everybody knows the rest of the story. So Maverick and Merlin are assigned to back up for F-14s flown by Iceman. So I'm interested to see. So Landon, let's get into how these people have... Do you have the picture of the cast? Because we need to go through how these people have aged. And I would say it's pretty easy to say who aged the worst.
Probably the people that aren't in the movie.
Well, no. Well, actually, that is true. So, number one that takes the cake is obviously Val Kilmer. And his the very first picture they bring up is his picture that makes him look like he's not Batman, but maybe the Penguin, the Joker, and maybe Catwoman all rolled into one person, because he's got his hair. He's still got all his hair. You got to hand it to him for that. But Tom Cruise, obviously, I mean, he's a little more wrinkly, but he doesn't look too much worse for the wear. I guess a few $100 million will do that for you.
Good point.
Okay, so let's go see here. Let's go to Top Gun. Dadgummit, I hate this. Okay, Maverick. Here we go. Would you have gone? So would that have been your pick for the sequel name, Top Gun Maverick?
I would have probably gone with Top Gun 2.
Gosh. Okay, Duke Mitchell.
Yeah.
Really?
No, that's fine. I mean, what else would you want it to be?
I don't know. I just figured it'd be like Top Gun America or something like that. No, just kidding. Nothing that bad.
Consolation gun.
Consolation gun.
Participation gun.
Oh God. Top Gun shooting blanks. Okay, so here, oh yeah, John Hamm, Ed Harris. I bet he's always a bad guy. he plays the rear ad. He plays.
Ed Harris is going to be like attacking some abandoned prison or something.
Ed Harris, he plays the rear admiral. Okay, so Tom Cruise is in there. This says Val Kilmer is in there, but I didn't think he was.
No, he is. He is.
Okay, Jennifer Connelly, Miles Teller, never heard. Monica Barbaro, never heard. Glenn Powell. I've heard of that name, but I don't think that's the same guy. Ed Harris, John Hamm, he's funny. He's in Curb Your Enthusiasm. Okay, so let's see here. Here we go. Top Gun cast then and now. I feel like I'm yelling. Okay, here we go. So here's some side-by-sides. Tom Cruise still looks pretty good. Okay, let's see.
Kenny Loggins still looks decent.
Is he in it?
He might sing a song.
So Kelly McGillis, no, she's not too much better for the wear. She aged a good almost 40 years. Story continues. Goose, he's probably just bones at this point, isn't he? I mean,
one of the saddest days of my life was when I was in the McDonald's drive-thru and the lady at the drive-thru told me I looked like the doctor from ER.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. And I asked her, I go, George Clooney? She was like, no.
So
Anthony Edwards. I'm like, yep.
Meg Ryan, she still looks pretty shiny. Tim Robbins, he's a douche. Tom
Oh, that'd
Skerritt.
be great if Meg Ryan was in it and Tom Cruise was married to her. Or Maverick was married to her. That
Yeah,
would be
no
great.
kidding, right?
You've
And
got those little Anthony Edwards kids running around.
it would be really good is if Tim Robbins was in the new one and Morgan Freeman was his, his co-pilot.
Yeah.
You've got a
His
bogey
rear
on
admiral.
your 6. They say he'd only take him 15 years to find that plane.
You know, somebody that's been in prison would probably have a rear admiral.
Old Merlin did it in less than 20. So, okay, Tom Skerritt. Now, this dude is, 88? So he looks like... Actually, he doesn't look 88. He looks better than 88, but he looks
I'm gonna be real disappointed if they don't do the Kessel Run in this.
in less than 4 parsecs or however many it takes.
What do they say on Family Guy? Isn't a parsec like a measure of distance?
Distance, yeah.
Time?
So I don't even want to get into that because it makes me sound worse than ever, but it's kind of technically not wrong. It is a unit of distance, but in space travel terms, the way they did it, it's like she found all these shortcuts. So instead of it taking you 45 miles to get to Amarillo, it only took you 30 miles to get to Amarillo. So anyway, but I'm not going to even go there because I know where that leads. That's a dark, dark highway. So do you think you're going to go see it in the theater?
Oh, maybe.
Is it what is it?
A hot date night.
Is it a PG-13?
Yeah, I think so.
What was the original? It was probably PG-13.
I don't know. They said
Yeah.
the F word.
You can say the F word in PG-13. Dude, Kate Winslet gets naked in Titanic and it's PG-13.
Well, he had to draw her. That wasn't even the worst part. The worst part is when they're showing those naked drawings of those ladies with armpit hair.
With the armpit hair, yeah, that was pretty. I'm glad I was over 13 because I don't think I would have lived that one through.
I had to watch that with my grandmother. That was embarrassing as could be.
Dude, I saw Titanic with my mom and dad at the Hereford movie theater.
So did I, and my grandmother was there. My grandmother probably hadn't been to a movie in 50 years. She goes and sees Titanic with us and sees freaking Kate Winslet naked.
I don't go to the movies for 40 years, and what do they bring me to? A smut movie. This is nothing but a snuff film.
Yeah. I haven't seen one of those since the 20s.
That didn't look like that when I was 30. Okay, well, I think we might go see it because I mean, why not? What the hell else you got to do? So I'm looking forward to it. It's got really good reviews from the critics. Of course, they don't really know what they're talking about, but I'm going to give them.
Can't be worse than any other movies they're making right now. So.
That's true. When's the last time we've been to the? I know the last time we were to the theater, it was a kid movie. Can't remember. I think it was like Sing 2 maybe, which was a pretty decent, but I wouldn't go to the theater to see it again. But I noticed they're re-showing Smokey and the Bandit in the theaters again. I don't know why you'd really want to do that because everybody's got almost a TV the size of a movie theater screen right now anyway for like $50.
I went and saw Jaws in the movie theater a couple years ago. That was for 5 years ago. That was freaking awesome.
Was it the Dolby surround sound was a little more epic?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. I may have to go well, God, did I go see Star Wars? I don't know. Yeah, they re-showed all the Star Wars.
Accident, huh?
Do what?
Oh, just quoting Jaws. I said,
I'm
this was no boating accident.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
God, that movie's so good.
Oh, man. I've only seen it maybe just a couple times is all. I was never a big Jaws fan. But
you think a lot of the same bands are going to have a song in here? Think they're going to bring back Berlin to take our breath away?
I wonder if we can look that up here. Let's see here. Sequel.
It's like Berlin had a song and then Kenny Loggins had like 8 songs. Kenny Loggins just put out an album.
So I watched I guess he made it. Was it just a music video? And they made it. I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe they were just actually filming him at a concert in this little bar somewhere. But talking about how they just made it big and everything. They got their song on a big soundtrack of a big movie. And anyway, so let me see. Well, let me go back here.
Top Gun 2022 soundtrack songs.
Okay. Soundtrack. Let's see. I mean, you have to have Danger Zone, I would think.
A Danger Zone. It's pretty obvious.
Here's
Your
the
Cheating
complete.
Heart by Hank Williams, David Bowie.
David Bowie.
Doesn't look like anything new. Won't get fooled again.
What do you think? Are you think they're going to play like? Are you think they're going to play like have a pickleball scene this time instead of volleyball?
No, dude, that'd be awesome. That's perfect. Either that or like at a putt-putt.
Yeah, or they have to play from the senior tees or something like that.
There you go.
Top Gun anthem. Okay, main titles: Dark Star, You're Where You Belong, Dagger 1 is hit, Tally 2, The Man, the Legend, Penny Returns. Wait, is that even the right one? Okay. Top Gun Maverick, Hold My Hand. Lady Gaga is in. She's got a song in there.
Saw that.
Top Gun, Danger Zone, I Ain't Worried, Memories from Top Gun original soundtrack. So they're keeping it pretty. I think they're doing right. I think they got to keep it. The original was so great. I mean, you got to keep that nostalgia in there. So
True.
Landon, while you're at the movie and you're live tweeting it, where can people find that at?
No twit Landon 44.
All right, you can find him live tweeting Top Gun Maverick 22 USA America. And you can find me at Trader Brent on Twitter as well. And of course, we're all over the place on the Global Ag Network. You can find the podcast, the Dryland Farmer Podcast, anywhere podcasts are found, all over the internet. And don't forget our good friend Casey Seymour over there at the Moving Iron Podcast. He talks with his good buddy Aaron. That would be his call sign, Fentanyl, Fintel, and they talk all things. He's moving ag equipment, but he's also got market and weather guys on there all the time too. So, guys, we're gonna get out of here. It's time for a Danger Zone exit, and so yeah, maybe we'll go see it this week. Is it this weekend, Landon? I believe it is, isn't it?
Oh.
So we might go to the Danger Zone. We might be on the sprayer. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But until next time, guys, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay cool. And we'll ask you, what side of the line are you on?
The Dryline Farmer Podcast, a member of the Global Ag Network. There's podcasts, and then there's this, the Dryline Farmer Podcast.